I told you it was really short.
It's wonderful.
So welcome everyone to a laugh and learn about portals and vortices or vortexes. Both of those plurals are correct. And I am glad to be joined by Jane the Seeker Tarot. Her links are below. If you have not subscribed to her channel, we'll wait. I will stare at you until you do. Link is below. Also, ways to support both of our channels beyond subscribing are included in the description. Every little bit helps, and we do appreciate that. Both of us do private readings, so we can make that happen. I am TarotStache. Thank you very much for joining us, as I've said. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. I am not a portal or vortex expert. We invite you to share your thoughts in the chat. I'm hoping that this is going to be a really, really wonderful and active chat. I will do my darndest to keep you, to keep up with that.
And
Jane, yes.
No, and even Beth had a comment. Are you both wearing gray because of the subject? Yeah, there you go.
Liminal space and vortices. No, it's because it was clean. It's nice cardigan weather for me, and I really do like that. So,
I'm jealous.
So yes.
No offense. I don't mean to be like jealous, but
that's all right.
It's 89 degrees in this house, inside this house.
Oh, good Lord. So, Jane, tell people, okay, everybody sip.
Sorry, sip.
No, we've got a sip. Jane, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not sleeping much. It's very, very hot. There's no air conditioning in this. I don't know, the houses that were built in the 60s in like Southern California, they're like, oh, you live by the beach. You don't need air conditioning. Just open your windows. Well, maybe back in the 1960s when they built the house, it didn't get to 100 degrees where I am right now. Because, our weather patterns have changed. Our weather systems have moved. So,
I am going to pose a question for people in the chat. Have you had experiences with either portals or vortices or vortexes? If you have, just let us know that you have had experiences with them. And again, we invite you to join in. I would love to say hello to the best chatters. Eleanor is here. It's a great subject. I hope you talk about where to find them and use them to get off this planet. I have that starred. And the birthday girl is in the house on Saturday, so happy birthday. Kaylee Fogo Pogo is here, work lurking, I'm sure. It's great to see you. Cottonwood Heart is here. And, Beth said, Cottonwood, I love cottonwood trees, by the way. State tree of Nebraska. So, Maureen is here. Hi, Maureen. Great to see you, as is Vicky Howell. This is great. And the amazing and the largest BTS fan in the entire universe is Pamela Batchelor. Thank you, Pamela.
I have to look at that list. I will, when I get home and back to normal.
No, that's not acceptable. Do not wait. Set your computer up, press play. You're going to get some commercials, but it's really very uplifting.
Oh, I don't get any commercials because I pay for YouTube.
There you go. I don't.
This girl got upset with her listening to guided meditations with my headphones on, and all of a sudden,
that makes sense.
commercials, and I was like, ah.
That's all right.
Today.
Madame Maru is here. Hello. Hypnicity. And look who's here. Long Man Tarot, Richie, who is correct. We are two gorgeous people. And so Lottie B, hugs from spirit. And it's great to see everybody here. So Lunar, love and light. Thank you for being here. I have, oh yeah, there you go.
They have it on there. You got to do it.
You got to do it. Okay, and I've got you starred, Maureen. That's a great question. Hershey is here. Hello, Hershey. Great to see you. I'm sorry that I missed meta messages this morning.
Me too. I caught a tiny little bit of it.
Ms. Tarot D is here. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Okay, Laura Hammond Davis is here. I've got your question, Lunar Love and Light. I have no idea why that thumb is there. I was not moving at all. So I have no idea about that. Vicky is very curious about portals as well. So, and okay, so let me just get caught up. And Pamela is thankful it's cooled off. Flowing is here. Hello, Flowing. Eating pasta. Yum. So,
I want some.
We don't say BTS saved our lives for nothing. There you go. What is up with that? Okay.
That's I know that okay.
There you go. And Nalani agrees with you. I pay to watch my soap without commercials.
There you go.
So
yeah.
Much love to you as well. And
what are you doing?
I am not doing anything. I have no idea. Anyhow.
Wouldn't that be funny if, and I'm not saying that this is what's going on, but wouldn't it be funny if every time Gerald told a lie or told whatever, that the thumb would either go up or go down, and me? But it's only happening to him. That's why I'm wondering. I'm saying that, but
my dog is fussing a little bit. She's trying to get her footing. So there we go.
Aw, poor baby. Oh.
I'm not saying. Why should I say BTS again?
No thumb. We're good. Okay, that was the thumb test.
Nalani, we are just doing a laugh and learn today about vortexes and portals. For some reason, I always say vortex before portals. Alphabetically, portals comes first. So, Is it the word love? 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 I don't know. So, and okay, so here's something that Lady Silver pointed out to me. Today is actually a portal day.
Oh,
because
yes,
it's 9/9. So if you've been on YouTube for a while, there is a lot of interest in the multiple numbers as being portal days.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say anything about that?
Well,
hi, lunch working, Ramon. And you can say, no, Gerald, I'm not prepared to do that.
Well, wait, I'm wondering what the question is again. I'm sorry. It's very hot and I've been taking care of my mother.
Okay. The question is why is it thought that multiple days with multiple numbers like 9977888, why is that? Why is that? Oh, and look, Lunar Love and Light. That's a synchronicity that just happened. It was like, I love the synchronicity.
Yeah. I believe that the portal days. Oh, what and
yeah. I guess that's why Metatron wanted me to use the portal deck too. today.
Interesting. I think it might be attached to what they call angel numbers. I call them angel numbers, but some people might just call them a series of numbers. I think,
Mhm.
all the way back when we were, the binary, you know, code and stuff like that. And now we have these numbers, and I think it's the angel numbers and the synchronicities of the different numbers. A lot of times I'll look at my clock and it'll be 10:10 or 12:12.
Yes.
So maybe I just passed through a little portal in my mindset. Oh, look at the clock right now. Because
I
it's always.
actually,
Mhm.
I really like that idea. Is those are oftentimes they're angel numbers. Yes, those synchronicities.
Oh, look at
Maureen said, "My husband was born on 11/11, and I was born on 5/5, and together you make a 16, 16, right? Yeah, 16. So a 7/7. If you reduce it to, sorry, numerology. Happy little accidents, as Bob Ross always says.
Yep, yep.
Um, Thomas, when I asked the question, why do you think that happens? He said alignment. I
Ooh,
like that, Thomas. That's
yeah.
that's 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 a very interesting perspective.
Mhm.
So
Alignment? Yeah, maybe.
I
I
think so.
mean, oh, and Lunar Light and Love says 111 right
Yep,
there.
yep.
So, yeah, so, number.
Ramon says repeat numbers happen to me all the time. Some days, all day long. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes I see my birth number, like my birthday, just and I see it all the time, and I'm like, is it telling me something?
Hmm. Well, see, in here, there's an interesting thing. You first grasp, you go, or you gasp. And I wonder if we immediately think that these things are negative instead of they're just things, because things are not. Come from a YouTube. It's okay. And again, for entertainment purposes only. I am a person who I think there's really no good or evil. There's good nor there's not good, and it did it again. The thumb.
I
So
think you've got a portal in your house.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. So yeah, and so I'm thinking that we place the value on these things.
Yeah, that's true.
Jane,
I,
what did you ask?
huh?
What did you ask? Did you ask if I have a portal behind me? Do I? Nice. Okay.
Sorry. Normally I would ask if I could ask, but you had said it, and I just kind of you said it, so anyway. Sorry.
Remember that date that marked the end of the Mayan calendar? It had everything to do with alignment. This is why the best chatters are here.
Yeah, yeah. So that makes a lot of sense.
Maureen shared 3:33 a.m. in the Irish tradition is the witching hour.
Here too, as well. They say if you get constantly woken up in between 3 and 4, 4:30, it
Yes,
means, yeah, that you're being woken up for those messages or something.
I love that. Okay, so let's start with this. I mean, the chat's going great. Let's start with this. This section of the video is brought to you by the word portal. Everyone say it with me. Portal. Portal. Door, entrance, especially a grand or imposing one. When you like, share, and subscribe, you walk through a portal to amazing content. Portal. Portal. So, in case you were wondering, the definition of portal, basically a doorway. It's an entranceway, one of great grandeur. So, it's a key.
So
Always
I
is it where you always carry a key?
Yeah, it's why I always carry a key and I sleep with the key under my pillow because I never know. It's telling me I'm a liar.
I'm going to do this to see if that helps. So,
No, we're just talking.
ghost in the machine. Ghost in the machine. By the way, best chatters, thank you for bringing it. There's a couple of things that I want to point out. Flowing said, we are portals to the universe. I believe that. I also believe a port. I sometimes am a portal for information when I'm doing readings or when I'm channeling. Okay, spiritual symbolism in Life Path 54 offers often appear as messages from the universe guiding you toward a path of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. It suggests that significant life changes are happening or on the horizon. So,
And isn't that funny that the number 5 and 4 equals 9?
yes. Well,
So,
I wouldn't necessarily say it's funny. I would say it makes sense.
oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Portal, Terra 12. Yep, door gate. And Art Mancy said, "Oh, I really needed this live." Well, we're glad you're here. And BJ's Esoteric Musings is here. It's been a minute, but since this topic called to me, lots of experience with portals. And hashtags abound. I would say that may be vortexes. So, okay. So let's ask this question. I do have a couple of. So we talked about a portal. We talked about that. What else would you like to say about a portal?
Well, I'd like to just share my experience with the portal, my portal. That it's not
Please.
I don't own it, but it's on my street, and I noticed it because every time I would walk, because I started walking a couple months ago, otherwise I never would have known this was there. So as I was walking, and when I get to this one particular area, I can really feel the energy change there, and that very often I will find a large feather, something that I found something that had my son's name on it, not like his name and address, but and I have found little things. There's just little trinkets. It's like they're leaving me these little breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, and Pamela gave me and I wanted to sit there and meditate and feel the energy. And I thought, would that be just kind of weird if I took a chair out there and camped in the street, and Pamela came up with the greatest idea. She goes, take a sketch pad.
Yes.
And
Yes.
be actually writing with my left hand and downloading the information.
And BJ meant by the hashtag numbers. Got it.
Gotcha.
See, I'm proving that this will actually work, right? There you go. So, gifts to connection. Yeah, that idea. And Fran Hiltz is here. Hello, Fran. So portals. Go ahead.
But one more thing about that. So I kept wondering, what is this? What is this? Is this a portal? Is this some sort of vortex? I think that's kind of how we came up with this thing. I didn't know,
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
And then I asked Mary Magdalene. I threw a deck of cards. I asked Mary Magdalene, is this a portal or a vortex, or what is? Are you here? It's basically what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled the card. I was shuffling and everything, and I pulled the card that said Magdalene's portal.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a portal. It's a Mary Magdalene connection for me to go and connect.
Wow.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that. I'm sure there are other people who have portal energy. Hypnicity said, I had a portal in my backyard. I think it's closed now, but it was a monolith doorway.
Oh. So with a monolith doorway, that's still a portal.
Hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes. And then we have Maureen said, ever since I was a little girl, I've always wondered about portals. Maureen, I would be curious as to what would happen if you did some just stream of conscious writing about portals, especially today. Maybe you could ask, I don't know if you do any writing. This could be a great idea for all of us. What is the message of this portal? What is the message that I need to remember? So, and oh, Nalani has a picture of it.
Really?
That's
Oh, I wish you could put pictures in the chat, but then I guess if everybody was putting pictures in the chat, it would, I could see why they can't. But boy, missed opportunity, maybe.
there you go. Fran and Viviani has arrived. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
flowing brings up a very, very good point. Many portals in nature. My tree had a portal. I also think I'm going to keep that one starred because I do have a follow-up question, and this one works beautifully with it. So and so I'm going to do it this way. What is a vortex, everyone? What is a vortex for you? So, and while we're doing that, I am going to take a sip.
Yes, I've also got my little ball jar here of water because anything that I've washed, I know is clean.
Yes, yes. So what is a vortex to you?
To me, a vortex is a swirling energy. There's a lot of energy, and it feels
Uh-huh.
very swirly. Like portals do not feel swirly.
Yeah.
Portals feel more just like an energy shift. And then, I'm not exactly sure because I like fear always gets the best of me. Whenever I get offered a portal, I tend to shy. I'm
Hmm.
not ready yet.
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
vortex is what I've heard. Yeah, a movement and a swirling of energy. So that
Yeah.
swirling and like the Bermuda triangle
Mm-hmm.
can be a vortex. Sedona has a
Mm-hmm.
lot of vortex energy there. I would think that there's a lot of other places that have vortexes. There's
Yes.
Terry at Holding Your Space. She probably knows where some are.
Hi, Terry. Terry at Holding Your Space. She just had a live with Annie Bear, which I couldn't watch, which I need to watch the playback. Terry, the question is what is a vortex? Because we're talking about portals and vortexes or vortices. And Flowing said swirling energy that encompasses. And Beth said, I think of a vortex as something you fall into. I think of a portal as something you walk into. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Oh,
Maureen has said, I always believed that the fairies were in our old oak tree in our backyard, but I was 5. And I think since you were 5, you were probably right.
probably. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. BJ said, to my mind, a vortex can be a time disturbance, time slips. I
Hmm.
like that. That's a
Yeah.
fun one.
Hmm.
Art Mancy said, I just studied this last night. A vortex is a geographic point that aligns with another location or artifacts on the globe. They interact together.
Okay. So does that then mean, I'm wondering, Art Mancy, does that mean that the uh, Giza, the pyramids,
Hmm.
are the pyramids then? Do they create a vortex energy when everything aligns just right? When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars?
Okay. Well,
You know,
and the question is the idea of these sacred spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Indigenous populations, indigenous cultures have for always, listen to me, for always, Gerald said it, so it has to be true. Um, they have this sense of connection and this understanding and this link up and the ability to sense. I'm learning how to have that back. Thank you,
Oh,
Art.
yay. Or
Yeah.
Stonehenge, or sorry.
Stonehenge, yes. Yeah, no.
Oh, and Miss Charlotte is here too.
And yes, hi, Miss Charlotte. T. Lynn said, I've recently started wondering if there is a portal near the big pond I meditate by. That is where I first detected this new shaman guide Jane read on yesterday.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Hi, Miss
Yeah.
Charlotte. And Pamela said, that's how I think about a vortex, like a hurricane or a tornado,
Yeah.
like transporting energy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just say, here you go. This section of the video is brought to you by the word vortex. Everyone say it with me. Vortex. Vortex. Something that resembles a whirlpool. When you like, share, and subscribe, it is unlikely that you are creating vortices. Vortex. Vortices. Vortexes.
I love the way did you get trapped in a vortex there?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. um, and okay. And Maureen said, I think of the pyramids of Egypt and Stonehenge.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. We are talking about vortexes and portals, or vortices and portals. Terry said, energy tornadoes, but we can ride them. They are long portals to other time and space. And Ramon said, a vortex to me is a concentrated area of flowing energy that helps in meditation, healing, and spiritual growth, connecting you to higher realms. That's great. And oh, yeah. And don't forget, you have to be standing on your head with your finger on your up your nose. Yes, of course. Um, Art said they are finding links between all of these artifacts, including pyramids and Stonehenge.
Mm. And then the what do you call those things? The in the ground, in the fields, crop circles.
Crop circles, wells. Okay. And Terry said you can create a vortex too to get to the other side or time frame. Love that. Oh, and Miss Charlotte said Abraham Hicks has a whole book on the vortex of creation, where everything you want is.
Yeah, I need to get.
Vortexes tend to exist where there are strong concentrations of gravitational anomalies. Yes. Lorraine R. is here. Hello. Mosaic Insight. Well, I would agree with you. The granddaddy of a vortex is a black hole. But
Yeah.
Jane has a differing opinion.
Well, I have an opinion about, well, black holes, wormholes, whatever. And there's another birthday boy. It is birthday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Michelle, Marie, and Jonathan.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder. I did a remote viewing on a crop circle, and about how crop circles were created or whatever. So I did a remote. I was with a group of people, and we all did remote views. Okay, and felt the energy that we felt there. And out of 20 people, we all came back with the same information.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and so the crop circles are not made by like a spaceship coming down and going do 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 do, making a crop circle. It's either it's an energy coming through a vortex or a portal that makes that that design, and they could
Mhm.
be, and we got that they were keys. They were like a map.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and this was like there were 20, at least 20 of us that were all remote viewing. Um,
Mhm.
like there were 3 crop circles, and that's what we got on those, was that they were keys, and that they got, and some people said they were using sound to make
Okay.
them. I saw light, light frequency. You can use sound frequency, light frequency. I saw light frequency. So it to me it feels like a frequency. So then I put together that vortexes and portals are also a frequency.
Say that again.
Portals and are also um,
A
something. What did I,
frequency? A
yeah,
frequency?
different frequencies, and that's why a lot of times too, when we vibrate at different frequencies, we either lose friend or get different friends or that kind of stuff, because we can't see each other if we're at different frequencies.
Yes.
So I think that's the same thing. Like if you could really find the frequency, I don't know how, of a portal in your house, then you could possibly use that portal.
Isn't that yes, I agree with you. I also believe that when we adjust our energy, it's the law of attraction. If I'm paying attention to the glimmers and the feathers and the offerings, I see more of those.
Yes.
And that helps us. That's the reticular activating system, which I've done a laugh and learn on. So Lorraine agrees with you, Jane.
Thank you, Lorraine.
And so, um, yeah. And Lorraine also said, I know I have always looked at a vortex as an opening to a higher realm. Art Mancy brings up an interesting point. The mother's womb is a vortex. Vortex in dictionary says a mass of fluid, such as a liquid with a whirling or circular motion.
Interesting.
And I would say sort of makes sense because the divine feminine is the more powerful.
Yes.
So,
Well, I
yeah.
also too, um, the uh, the womb is can also be the chalice, the Holy Grail.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, that's true. That's true. Flowing said keys to the next energy reading then. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, that's
yeah,
that alignment.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Seek and ye shall find, or you shall find. Maureen would love to find a portal to go back to Ireland. My heart is there. So, um, in Vedic astrology, portals and vortexes are metaphysical points where cosmic energy flows intensely, similar to planetary alignments affecting life on Earth. Let
Yeah.
that sink in, everybody. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you do not believe in portals, okay. If you do not believe in a vortex or vortices or vortexes, okay, no harm. So, and oh, and Hershey is loving this conversation today. So, um, yeah, frequency attracts like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So, um, I'm going to take a breath and let you catch up. What do you? I mean, you've got your. It appears that you're getting a lot of information swirling into you or around you, Jane. Anything you'd
Yeah.
like to share with people?
Well, I kind of was asking about this morning because um, there's been a lot of really of a lot of energy around here, and I am in my mother's house, who is 90 years old, and she's lived in this house for like 30 years. So it feels like there's a lot of people, and I think there's a lot of portals here too. So this
Mm-hmm.
morning I asked my rods about, portals, and it said yes, that the house was full of portals. So I think it's, people coming through. A lot of pets have been coming through.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting on the bed, watching TV or whatever it is I'm doing. And I will feel the cat. My mom does have a cat jump up on the bed. And so I look to go down and pet her because I love her. She's my sister. I call her my sister cat. She's a half cat. She's like a tiny little cat. She's like a little half cat. And I look for little sister half cat, and there's no cat there. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's a it's a ghosty cat.
Yeah. I think you're
Oh,
right, Nalani. Alice in Wonderland has wonderful portals. Alice in Wonderland is filled with a lot of weird things. So,
yes.
uh, um, and Aspasia Rising said, when angels come to Earth, don't they come through portals?
I think they do.
That
I, I
makes
asked I
sense.
asked that too this morning when I was sitting here. I was like, when I call in the angels, at first I said, "Are the angels here?" And it was like, no, not really. And then I said, okay, if I call them in and open up a portal, will they come in? And then my things crossed.
Okay. I'm also curious, and yes, it's fascinating, Jane. It's like, um, so here's a question: is so uh, y'all know, or if you don't know, hi, my name is Gerald TarotStache. I am a witch. I'm a practicing witch. Portals and vortexes are something that is part of it. I just had this interesting thought is you were talking about your dowsing rods, and I'm also wondering if and it depends upon the person who uses it, does a pendulum create a vortex,
Oh,
or does it create a portal? I know Ramon was eating lunch lurking, and I know Ramon does stuff with pendulums, but I'm curious, for those of you who use pendulums, could a pendulum be creating some of this portal or vortex energy? I'm curious.
um, I get a yes, but this is not. Wait, hang on a second. Can you show me a no, please? Okay. Can you show me a yes, please?
Miss Charlotte said, make sure you close the portal, Jane.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Charlotte. So can the pendulum create a? Yeah, it says yes. Okay. You can close. I calibrated the pendulum. This pendulum just came with my dowsing rods. It's not
Hmm.
my favorite pendulum,
Yeah.
but it'll do. Any day will
Some
do.
people say it does, and
Mm.
flowing is like going, Gerald, that makes sense. I also think as intention is everything.
Mm.
So if you're trying to build up energy, I think doing so with a vortex or portal energy is a great thing to do.
Mhm.
Kaylee said, I think pendulums can help us identify vortexes, but not create them. Thank you. And Karen said, I remember when I was in chiropractic school, my dog, Roscoe, came and hung out with me for a while. He had crossed a
Oh,
couple of years before. Okay.
wow.
And yes, Kaylee, the energy is already there, and but helps us to visualize it. Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
think that is a that right there is a major clue as to why and how we don't really see vortexes or portals until we do.
Hmm.
It's and I'm telling this story wrong, but it's sort of like that shaman that notices that the ripples in the water are have changed. You know that story?
Yes. Hmm.
So yeah, can you tell it the right way? Because I never tell it the right way.
basically the shamans start to see ripples in the water that are different, and they pay attention to it, and then they can see the boat that's coming in.
Right.
So
And then once he goes around and tells everybody, I see a boat, there's a big, or then they all can see it, but they can't see it until they see it.
correct. Yeah.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry. But yeah.
You're an apology timeout, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you, Lorraine. And I think it is the intention. These are tools. Lunar Love and Light said, I think pendulums do create a vortex, or it can create a portal.
Well, I was just wondering if the reason why a pendulum, because whenever I use my pendulum, it only works if I put my hand underneath it. So I'm wondering if really what's happening here is the energy that's being created, the circuits being created through my chakras in my hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. And can't I draw a door and open a portal? Yes, I believe you can.
Yeah.
And Kaylee, Lunar Love and Light is liking what you posted. I've discovered that organized pendulums work great for me. Good, good. And such a fascinating subject. I learned so much. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is an
yeah.
organized pendulum?
I don't know.
If you could let us know, I'd like to know what that means.
Karen, we're curious now.
Yeah, you've piqued my curiosity.
Majestic Oracle is here. Hello. And Moira is here.
Look at that kitty cat.
So Jonathan said pendulums, I think it's all about the intention of use, usually just detects vortexes and portals. But I'm the right hand, I could see. But I'm the right hands. In the right hands, I could sure be using. Yeah. And when I do my Reiki sessions, I use pendulums to see if the various chakras are blocked or not. That, Kaylee, is a beautiful practice. And it does go back to something that you said really early on. And I want to pull it up. Because you did say, and Jane and I were talking about our chakras portals. And yes. And I do agree with you, Kaylee, in this beautiful, it's using the energy from your hand. And I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing to use that as a tool, because I think vortexes are, definitely about that energy movement.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was looking at, I don't know if we talked about this or not, but I've heard that in a vortex, there can be a portal. That's why ships in the Bermuda Triangle can get lost, and airplanes as well. I think they may go through a portal, but I've heard that portals cannot make vortexes. So vortexes can have portals in them, but portals can't have vortexes in them, if that makes any kind of sense.
It does. And Karen Johnson was saying Argonite is a good pendulum.
Okay. I was like, organized? What does she mean? I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yes, Jess said that dowsing rods help them find portals.
Yeah, it helped me this morning too.
So
also, I did ask if I could make a portal, and it said yes, because in this room, it said there wasn't a portal in this room, but that I could make a portal in this room. I asked if when I called in my angels, if they came through a portal, and the dowsing rod said yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kaylee did share, if you've ever done a Reiki circle with a bunch of healers all connected, it 100% makes a healing vortex.
I love that.
I love that.
And that brings me almost to this card right here. If you can see it, to me, the energy is coming out of her hands. And this
Mhm.
isn't the best depiction of that. I have other cards, but I don't have my cards with me because I'm away from home. But it says, in difficult or turbulent times, remember this too shall pass. But I think it just demonstrates here that we can create the portal. I don't know. I've seen things where they clap their hands. I mean, that clears the energy. A
Uh-huh.
clap can
Yes.
clear the energy.
Yes. Well, and Beth said Timothy Leary escaped from prison in 1970. He was recaptured before he could get to Switzerland. When they asked him how he escaped, he said he drew a door and walked through it. And Beth said it's like the
Mhm.
temperance in the Forhexa card or the
Mhm.
Forhexa deck.
Yeah.
So Moira said, I used a pendulum when shopping for crystals. The stones it chose for me were not the ones I was looking for, but even years later, they are the stones I connect with the most. Good for you. Yeah. And Kaylee did say, even with just two people, you've created a vortex before. Yes. Yes. So,
I
um,
wonder, do vortexes or portals, do they leave a footprint?
do vortexes or portals leave a footprint? An energy footprint? Is that something along the lines of like ley lines and the energies that are followed?
Maybe. I wonder if the ley lines help the portals.
I would imagine.
Does anybody know? I'd like to know. Crop circle, yeah.
And Jess said their cats always find portals.
Well,
Well, of course cats do.
yeah, well, because cats and dogs see more than we see. Dogs see less than we see. Cats see more than we see. And I have a picture of one of my cats sitting up against, facing the wall, and just staring at the wall, looking up like that at the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
ley lines help everything. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and ley lines are great energy, and I know there's people who have done a lot of great things about ley lines. I know Nancy Jean Garden talks about ley lines, has talked about ley lines quite a bit. They're very, very interesting shows.
Dave
Jonathan,
Johnson, too. Yeah.
Jonathan said there's a valley here on Maui where many battles took place to the point where the rivers literally ran with blood. It's a major vortex now, and I feel it every time I'm there. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I read that Maui was like, there was like a vortex. I was reading where they were known vortexes were. One of
Hmm.
them was Maui, one was Sedona, one was, what was the other one I said? Oh, the tri- Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. Jane, do you mean the place where ley lines intersect? There is a portal? I do not know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that either. We just,
I'm going to write that down
yeah.
because if I could get into my schedule for a laugh and learn about ley lines,
Oh, that'd be a
I was
good one.
thinking Nancy Jean, and who was the other person that you were saying?
Oh, Dave Johnson. But Dave Johnson is in Australia, so he's a bit hard to get. So where the ley lines and I get from my dowsing rods that where the ley lines intersect, there is a portal there. So that makes that kind of brings everything full circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I
Yes,
mean, we know that we are energy, and so we must be like, I bet inside of us that our blood pumping through us is like a vortex.
certainly, certainly.
We need,
Um,
yes, Neil deGrasse Tyson, yes.
yes, get me his email, Miss Charlotte. I'll be happy to send him a message. And you know,
We have a doobie. I saw that where he said that. Oh, you sent it to me. Miss Charlotte did.
oh, okay. So, okay. Okay. Tilan, you took the thought I was thinking as well. As Gerald rightly said, intention and frequency is key. Centered and grounding, or things could go wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I always, when I call in anything, I always call in only those of divine white light.
yeah, and Kaylee is talking about here's an interesting thing. So
Mm,
because guess what? We're at 50 minutes already.
yeah.
And I haven't even gotten to the homework for everybody. So I want to keep things moving, but I always say there's a gravitational vortex anywhere when I'm up high and get too close to a railing, etc. It feels like you're being pulled over. I'm also scared of heights. Well, be very careful. Make sure you're doing this with a friend.
Yeah, can
So,
relate.
um, so what are you seeing?
I'm looking at Marines right underneath, yeah, that one.
My dumbass friend used one in my room in my barracks, and it was not a good experience. And she opened up something that I knew was not good. I had to call on the angels for protection. Yep, yep. And there was some talk about spirit boards.
Uh-huh.
Can they open a gateway, doorway? Sure, why not? But you've got to know how to use them. I've done a laugh and learn about spirit boards. That's in the playlist. So
Yeah, that's what he means, Miss Charlotte.
yeah,
Ouija.
with the Ouija board, spirit board. So
Mhm.
is that what vertigo is? Walking through a vortex. That's an interesting thought. So one of the first questions that we have, and I don't know if Eleanor is here, is and it does relate very much to this.
Mhm.
What is portal energy and how can you use it? And what is vortex energy and how to use it? So let's talk about how to use these energies. So Ellen had asked, you know, um, can you get off this planet? Well, I mean, in some aspects, perhaps it can also, I believe, again, for entertainment purposes only, it can also help you connect with divine, your spirit guides, and it can also
Yes.
help you. Like if I want to get rid of something, I'm probably going to toss it into a vortex.
Ah. Well, you when you watch a fire burning, you know how it gets that swirling motion
Oh yes,
in a
yeah.
fire? So there's, I think, you are creating a vortex there as well. I don't know. I think that the possibilities are endless. And I do believe, like I said in the beginning, I don't believe that ETs or whatever are going to come down in spaceships. I think that I think it's a beam me up Scotty type of situation. They
Okay.
travel by light and energy. And that
Mhm.
when you were talking about dark holes or wormholes or things like that, I think those could be portals.
Okay. So one of the interesting things is, and Beth had talked about it earlier, and Jane and I were talking about this. Let's see if I still have it. Um, a vortex is something that you fall into. I think
Mm.
a portal is something you walk into. I think I agree with you on that
Yeah,
because a portal is a doorway. It's a door. It's an entranceway. Part of that also is there is an aspect of choice about the portal, perhaps not a choice about the vortex. What do you
right,
think of that?
right. Yeah, that makes sense to me because when I think about a vortex's energy and the lost airplane, I hate to keep bringing it back to the Bermuda Triangle, but that's where the most instance, that we know of, known missing things are. Um, so I wonder, does the vortex, once it goes in there, is it gone? And how do we come back? Or does it just go to another dimension? and it thinks everything's fine. How about if we're walking through portals all day long and we feel fine, but we actually just moved through a different timeline?
Mm-hmm. Could be. Thank you, Beth. Kaylee did say Portal has more solid, consistent structure to it versus a vortex. It's modulating consistently.
That makes sense.
So, Jane, you just brought a memory back. Back in college, I was camping with some friends, and we had a fire in a barrel, and it was so intense that it created a whirlwind vortex of white flames.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we stand before a portal and decide whether or not to enter.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, there you go. You enter, Richard Bach, great books.
Oh, I
So
love Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
I was a huge Illusions fan.
Mm.
Huge, yeah. So, um, and so, yes, Mesa, Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Well, of
Sedona.
course, yeah. Maybe Dorothy was sucked by a vortex to Oz, but consciously crossed through a portal back to Kansas.
Yeah.
Interesting, yes. So, and the vortex energy. So let's think about that. Portal energy going through. Portal energy suggests that there's, it's oftentimes a very grand sort of entranceway. So there's a bit of ceremony about it and recognizing and moving from one aspect to another. Go ahead.
You know what card really demonstrates that?
What?
Is I think it's the Judgment card in the Spacious Tarot. Do you just happen to have that? I don't have the Spacious Tarot on me.
I could look.
I mean, it's like a winter scene. I don't know if it's the Judgment, but it's like you walk down a pathway, you're in like a winter scenery, and then it goes through to all of these, now that's Justice. And then at the end of it has like this at the end of the wintry scene.
Okay. So here's part of the assignment, everybody. I would encourage you to notice in your readings, if you pull cards, tarot or oracle, the presence of portals and vortexes. And what do those things mean? Why are they coming up? What is it about them that is so prevalent? So,
Did you find it? Pamela
not
said I
yet.
was
I'm still
really.
looking.
Oh.
Still looking. This Judgment.
Yes. See that? That to me is a portal.
Yes. Let's also talk about other portals and some cards. Jane and I pulled a few cards where we see portals. One of the first things that Jane said is the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, the Ace of Pentacles, is oftentimes a portal. Why is it a portal for you?
For me, I always call it a portal. That it just represents a portal because here you on this side of the fence and the archway, there's no mountains, but if you look just through the portal or through the archway, you see mountains. So it's almost like it's inviting you it's challenging you to walk through this portal and accept the challenge that's being given, which is, learning a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Ace of Pentacles, portal every time. It's my portal card.
And it is one of those things. And by the way, I just want to put this up there. Yes, you're right, Jane. I don't know what you're right, but you're right.
That was the card that looked like a portal.
Okay. And so I do want to point out the Ace of Pentacles. Here it is this is the Wiser Tarot. Here it is in the Robin Wood. Whilst it doesn't have the door in the back, it does lead you down a path. And a lot of times when people are doing guided meditations and you're trying to connect with spirit or your spirit animals or something like that, you're oftentimes going down a path like this.
Yeah.
And you get to a door and you open it and it leads you through. So here is another portal card. This is in the Tarot of Oneness. This is the Ace of Pentacles. In the Tarot of Oneness, this is a portal card.
Absolutely.
So I encourage you to notice what could be portal cards and how they relate to that image. Seriously, though, do dryers have a vortex? Socks just disappear even when you take it apart to look. Yeah.
I know. Well, they go from one dryer to, I'm always telling people, hey, I lost a blue sock. If you found one in your dryer, it's mine.
Yes, yes. Wouldn't that be great for a Facebook group of people looking for the other lost sock? Moira D said the wardrobe to Narnia was a portal. Yes.
Yes, it was.
The possibility of change. I feel like a pole is lifting you up to a higher realm, but a vortex is just presenting more chaos.
Well,
I would say vortexes or vortices do have a lot of sense of chaos about them because there's so much action. So what were you going to say?
Well, this portal card here, because I have this portal card right here, and it says originality, idealism, and progression. And it says there's a transformative moment in your life when you are about to walk through the door to a new world. So I think anytime you take an opportunity, think of an opportunity as a portal.
Yes, yes.
So, and this one says, I am evolving every day. I am expression of awareness on the physical form, in the physical form. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you read that? What's on the screen so I can find it?
Yeah. Which one?
The what I posted on that on screen.
Okay.
Can you just read that?
Oh yeah, the Ace of
Pentacles, as is the World card. I had forgotten about the World card.
You're so correct. Yes, the World card.
Such a good point. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. Again,
Yeah.
hashtag best chatters. Hello.
Yeah. Bring it.
So.
That's why we're doing this too, and we want you to talk and get, because there's a lot. This isn't like we know it all. We want you to. What do you think?
Yes. What do you think? What do you think? Because there's also a lot of power in if you start noticing things. And by the way, it's the yellow car syndrome. You're gonna see vortexes and portices, portals, and vortices all day now. Is there a card in the Rider-Waite that has a key? The Hierophant.
Yeah, the Hierophant
Definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
Hershey said, I believe that some bridges are portals to somewhere. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yep. And just getting comments in the chat.
What Flowing says, we are the keys.
Mind blown. That's good. That's good.
Wow.
Okay. The lighted window has an amazing world portal card.
Mm.
Yeah.
As I said, I have very few cards with me.
Well, and Majestic Oracle, there's a lot of lore about this with trees. And the idea of is if you see a fairy ring, is that a portal? So, yeah, not lost on Pamela that Jane keeps keys. So, So something else, here's another idea. Could this be a portal?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I think so. So, um,
Another
so
I forgot about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a whole lot of lore about it, and it's lore for a reason. People, I mean, people. I mean, there. This is a reason that these things are brought up.
Well, there's two trees out here that are big and huge, and their trunks are separate, but then up here they touch. I think I'm going to sit under that today and see if I feel it.
Ooh, very nice. That's shared. I don't think a fairy ring is a portal, but I think portals are nearby. Okay. Well, and I have a great deal of respect for the Fae. They are not ones to be messed with because they can be very cunning. So, porte in French is door. So, anything with a door to me would be a portal. Hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. Yeah. Let us know what happens, Jane.
I will. I will.
So, I was considering, so go find portals in your decks.
Mm.
Go play with them for a little bit. Ask the portals if there's a message for you. What energy might you be able to use to help you to move through and evolve? Vortexes or vortices were a little harder to find in the traditional RWS. Didn't necessarily find that. Um, but I was looking at the Terror of Oneness, and the Fool card in the Terror of Oneness,
Oh
that's
man,
the vortex.
you're falling into the vortex.
Yes. And so this is where, maybe this could be part of the Tarot the Stash way when I start teaching it, not online, but I start teaching it. How do when we pay attention to these things that come up, notice them, and how does the vortex energy supplement the meaning of the Fool? So there's something to consider. This is a powerful, powerful opportunity. What is the energy of a portal? What does the energy of the vortex, and how does it relate to the cards that you're seeing them on? So,
To me, with that card, I say, jump. The universe will catch you.
mm-hmm, yes. Um, all right. Okay, what is a portal? Always an opening in clouds where the light shines through. I've seen that a lot lately. I would be paying attention to that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you know anything about clouds, Jane?
How I wouldn't know a thing. I take pictures of clouds all the time.
Hmm.
And had I gotten it together earlier, because I'm just
Stop.
out of sorts. Oh yes, I know. I'm out of sorts with my mom.
Yeah.
And
Well, and maybe that's a show you and I can do. Talking about there's a name for that Mancy of clouds. I can't remember what it is.
oh yeah, I read them all the time. I have one that I sometimes I put them on my Instagram page and I say, "What do you see?"
Hmm.
I see that one that I have has a whole bunch of people's faces in it.
I love that. I love that. Moira says Everyday Witch Tower has a vortex.
Mm.
Kaylee suggested perhaps some of the knights could be. Um, so yeah, I'm glad it's interesting. This is good. Yeah. Well, you know what I'm gonna pull out. Purchase
Yes.
responsibly, know your limits. We are here to share, not to sell. But I am really thrilled to say that Robin Voicey, she's going to be creating a Oracle of Oneness deck.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Somebody just yeah, and then like I got this in a reading the other day, and it's the Four of Wands, and
Ooh.
the reading, like the Four of Wands is basically like the wedding card or working with other people type of stuff. But this person, I was like, you aren't reaching up to, they want you to reach up to your guides and your angels, is what I saw in this card
Oh, nice.
when I did
Nice.
that reading. So, you know, yes, I know the true meaning of cards. Oh, caught you.
Deborah Zachow, the creator of the Clarity Tarot, is here. Deborah joined me, Val, and Jeff for readings using the Clarity Tarot. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. So, Gerald Thomas wants a part 2 and an invite to the next one. A part 2 of what?
I think of Portals and Vortexes.
There you
Probably
go.
because he got abducted by aliens a couple times. He might have some inside information.
He could. He could. Haley's mom used to jokingly call those sunbeams through the clouds soul suckers.
I would actually call them soul invigorators.
Oh, there you go. And Lorraine R. would fully support the cloud scrying.
Yeah, that would be fun. You guys should do it.
So,
What was the one? Oh, and do a ley line with Nancy.
yes,
Don't
yes.
forget that.
When I see that opening in the clouds, I usually put out all of my good wishes. That's great.
I love little things like that, little rituals that we just don't even make a thought about it, but we just do it.
Who is going to take a stab at the Vortex Tarot deck? Is there a Vortex Tarot deck? Someone can create it. No.
Oh, okay. I wonder what it would be like.
Yeah.
It would probably be more of an oracle deck.
It definitely could be, because I don't think a lot of tarot card meanings, traditional meanings, are vortex related.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful show. Yay. So Gerald, 7 of Cups possibly just Googled, and there was a tornado in one of the cups. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes. And yeah, I would, and there is that in the Tarot of the Abyss. She's her head is, she's standing there and her head's up there in that vortexy of, you don't see different cups, you just see clouds in her head.
I love it. So could quicksand be a portal? I would say it's more of a vortex because it pulls you in. It's less of a doorway. And I've said this before, as a child growing up watching TV in the 70s, I was misled to believe that quicksand was going to be a bigger issue in my life than it actually is. You all know what I'm talking about.
We all had that fear.
Yes, yes.
The floor was crocodiles. We had to jump on pillows.
Yep, yep. So, Beth is teaching my granddaughter to cloud scry. Love that.
I love it.
Thomas says aeromancy uses clouds formations, wind currents, and cosmological events such as comets to attempt to divine the past, present, or the future.
And let's not forget, right now, we are in a huge solar storm.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's been some Earth-facing CMEs lately.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Yeah, there's Portals Oracle by the creator of the Soul cards.
Ah, yes.
And
I have people cards at home too that I really love. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, right. I remember when you said that, Gerald. WTF. Maybe if we all lived in Louisiana or Florida. So I do have a last portal card, or a vortex card. This is the higher self card, which is one of the bonus cards in Tarot of Oneness. So I think anytime that a spiral is present is, anytime a spiral is present, it helps with that sense of a vortex. Oh, quicksand.
Yeah. Did you see that? Hold up that card again. Oh, the self. Yeah. In that card, you see that shadow person right there in that card?
Yes.
I accidentally took this picture one morning.
Oh, I love that.
It was a total accident. I was taking a picture of something up, and as I was putting my camera down, it took a picture of my shadow. Isn't that
I
weird?
love that. I
Anyway.
love that. And Lunar Love and Light said, thank you all for the great conversation. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm not sure about the Wheel of Fortune because it just goes around. It doesn't suck energy in. And because I
Mm,
thought of that. And then there's also the polar vortexes,
yeah.
which is a lot about the energy. And when you have cold energy and warm energy doing
Mhm.
things together. So,
Yep.
um,
I was
so
in a polar vortex.
oh my gosh. And Gateway
Oh,
of
yeah.
Light Activation Oracle is full of portals.
That's the Kyle Gray.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. So, your assignment, should you be so interested, is to pay attention to the idea of portals and vortices or vortexes around you. What does that energy feel like for you? How might you be able to use it to benefit the desired outcome that you may be having if you're doing any sort of magic? And look through some of your cards, look through some of your decks, and see if you can locate cards that have the visual of portals or vortexes, and how does that relate to the meanings. So,
Yeah. And where did you get
Jane,
it in your spread? Yes.
yeah, and where did you get it in the spread? Because that really, I mean, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So that's a very good thing. Jane, what do you have coming up this week?
I think this is it.
Okay. And
Yeah.
she shared with us, everybody. Aren't we lucky? So
I might try and pop on, but it's just, you know, it is what it is.
you've got priorities that are, that are not focused on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So no offense to anyone.
it's all right. I am on with Twillo Lifestyle for Twillo Talk today at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then I am over on Val, Dragonfly's Crystal Channel, for the Mystic Four. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And then I'm very excited because I have a show scheduled for Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. And it's a laugh and learn about silence. We're going to talk about silence, and I'm joined by Medium Betsy Palmer, Hexa from Tarot and Witchery, and the amazing Hershey the Shadow Reader. So we're going to be talking about that. So I think it's one of those things that it's going to be a really thought-provoking show.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Thursday, I have a casual with Diana, oil painter,
Oil painter.
or Wonder Woman, as I also like to call her. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Everyone, thank you so very much. If you've watched this all the way through, leave a comment after this. Tell me what cards you found that are portals or vortexes. I'm curious about what that energy means to you and how you might be able to use it.
Yeah,
So
and I would say slow down, be present in the moment, because sometimes we're so in our head and we're moving around so fast. So when people say be mindful, be present in the moment, that's when you're really going to feel the energy changing.
that is so true. That is so true. All
All
right,
right.
everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. Links are below to show support to both Jane and I, either a PayPal donation or reaching out to us for a private reading. Thank you very much. Bye.